Hey guys, so today we're going to work on some upper body mobility and we'll get into a little bit of hips as well. But before we start, I want to get our spine working through its full active range of motion. So what we're going to do, coming down to hands and knees, I'm going to start where I am completely flexed, engaging everything through my stomach. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to side bend to the left. So I'm bringing my left shoulder to my left hip. I'm then going to arch my back, staying bent to the side. From there, I'm going to come up into extension, squeezing all the muscles on my back. Side bend to the right, round out to the right, and come back into flexion. Now I'm going to reverse directions. So I'm going to crunch to the right. I'm going to arch to the right. I'm going to go into extension, engaging everything through my back. I'm going to arch and side bend into the left, stay side bending, round and back in through it. I'm going to reverse side bend, go into extension or arching my back through the middle, arching to the right side, rounding out, and then I'll reverse side bend to the right, arch to the right, into a whole body extension to the left, round to the left, and back to flexion. We'll go one more round. I'll let you move through your own pace with this. Being mindful to still breathe. Ideally breathing through your nose if possible. Good, then from there we'll put our neck through its full range of motion. So staying in a neutral spine here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my chin to my chest. I'm going to roll my chin to the left. From there I'm going to stay down on the left and go up and left all the way into extension, trying not to arch my back, letting it just come from my neck as I go off to the right, down to the right, and all the way back to my chest. We'll go to the right, up to the right, all the way through, off to the left, down to the left, all the way back in. That's one. We'll go for two more. I'm fighting for every last millimeter of range of motion. The more range of motion that I can actively accessory here is going to allow me to be safer when I get into different positions outside of here. Finishing up my last side. Good, so what we'll do is I want to work on shoulder extension for today. So I'm going to have you start face down. You can make this a little harder by bringing up your hands on yoga blocks. If you have extra external rotation and your chest a little bit more open. If it's limited, you can go directly into the floor. Also, if you don't have the yoga blocks, you can also go directly into the floor. So how this will work, I'll show both variations. I'm going to come to lie down. From here, I'm going to make fists to press into the floor. Now, I want this to come from my upper body, so I'm not going to be arching into my back. I'm going to stay fairly hollow, feeling almost as if I'm pulling my belly button off the floor. Now, from here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to settle into this position. Feel a mild stretch through your chest. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start gradually pushing down into the floor, but I'm not going to let my chest come up. So no part of me is doing a push-up. I'm just gradually increasing the amount of force pushing into the floor. We'll call it 10%. I'm pushing down 20%. Pushing down 30%. Pushing down 40. 50. We'll call it at 60%. I'm pushing down. I may have a low-grade shake. Should feel some active work through my chest and my shoulders. We'll hold for another 10. Good, 5. Good, relax, but stay in the position. Now go ahead and lift your knuckles off the ground. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. From there, we're going to flex and extend the elbows. So there I could get my hands off the floor. So what I'm gonna do, and the other option is I can elevate up onto a book or a yoga block. That's gonna increase the range of motion. So I'm gonna go into the same position. We're gonna go for 2 more rounds. So now this allows me into a deeper range of motion. So same concept, I'm making fists. I have vertical forearms. My elbows are pulling in towards one another, and I slowly start to push down 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60. We stopped at 60 last time. Let's go 70. Let's go 80%, and we're gonna hold for 20 seconds. Breathing in and out through your nose, breathing into your belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax and stay in the position. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to lift up and off the blocks. I'm at too much of an end range, so they're not going to come up, but I'm trying to decrease the amount of weight that's on my knuckles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Good, go ahead and flex and extend the elbows. We'll go 1 more round. So the first round we went up to a 60% contraction. The last time we went up to an 80% contraction. This time we're gonna go to 100. So starting out slowly, I first start by just feeling the stretch through my chest, maybe a little bit through my shoulders. And I start gradually pushing down 10%. And then I start going to 20. Then I start going to 30. Going 40. 50, gradually starting to increase to 60, a low grade shake starting, 70, 80, 90, and this is 100, holding as hard as I can, pushing down as much as possible. Breathing in and out through your nose, should have a low grade shake, thighs are tight, butt's tight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Now go ahead and try to lift the opposite direction. Try to pull your elbows to the ceiling. You may cramp. 10, 9, 8, really working your upper back, the back of your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good, slide those out of the way if you were on. Flex and extend at the elbows. Good, so that's working on chest extension. So we'll let upper body relax, we'll work on hips. So what we're gonna do is add a little length to your adductors, and then from there we're gonna open your adductors and activate your adductors. So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay braced and I'm gonna pull my knee up into extension. I'm gonna open to the outside and I'm gonna press my leg out and land. From here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a mild stretch through the inner hip, right in here. And what I'm gonna do, keeping that left hip down towards the floor, I'm gonna start gradually pushing down into the floor. Same deal, as I push down, I feel a stretch through my inner thigh. There's 20% pushing down. We'll go 30%, 40. I'm gradually pushing my hips back as I go, which also increases the amount of the stretch. Good. Holding about here, pushing down about 50%. Holding for about 20 seconds. Belly's nice and braced. We'll go about 10 seconds more. Good. From there, I'm going to bring my hips back to neutral. From there, I can slide my foot in slightly. I'm going to keep my hips level, and I'm going to go ahead and lift the opposite direction and hold. 10, 9, 8, breathing. Even if your foot doesn't come off the ground, I'm trying really hard to pull it up. You may feel your hips start to ball up. 3, 2, 1, place it down. If that cramps, you can come right out of that, give it a moment. If that didn't cramp, go ahead and slide your foot a little further out. Same deal, we'll start pushing hips back. Once you find a good stretch to your adductor, you're gonna hold that position, and we'll start pushing my heel down into the floor as if I'm trying to close my legs. And we'll start with a 10% pushing down, 20, good, going 30, going 40, 50%, let's go 60, might develop a low grade shake, 70, we'll hold 70%, back stays flat if possible. About 15 seconds more, should feel your adductor really starting to work. 10. Good, 5. Good, from there, rock back to center. Let that contraction relax. Now we're gonna go ahead and lift the other direction. Belly stays braced, keep the hips level. Go ahead and lift. 10, 9, keep pushing hips back. Keep trying to pull your foot up. Breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1, and place. Good, slide that foot out to the side. We'll go for one more. Find the deep contraction. Hips push back, chest is up, back's nice and flat. Go ahead and push down into the floor. Gradually ramping up. 10, 20%, 30, pushing down more. 40, 50, 60%, we'll go to about 80, 70, there's 80%, and hold about 20 seconds. Last time on this side. Good, holding that contraction, still pushing down into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rock forward. Square your hips so they're both facing the floor. Go ahead and lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, keeping this hip down towards the floor so I'm not rolling up. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, take a sec, let that recover. We're halfway through that. We'll go one more on the other, another round on the other side. So from here, what I'm gonna do, we'll get into it the same way. I'm gonna bend the right knee, pull it up into extension, open up to the outside, landing soft. From there, I'm gonna slide my foot out to the outside. I'm gonna push into the floor. And then from there, I'm gonna start slowly sending my hips back. And then I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna hold that bottom position. From here, I'm gonna gradually start to increase how hard I'm pushing into the floor. We'll start with 10%. Go 20%. Go 30%. Good, we'll go 40. We'll build to about 50 and we'll hold. So I'm pushing down my heel into the floor as if I'm trying to close my legs. I'm encouraging a flat back as I hold this position. About 15 seconds remaining. Long, slow belly breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Belly braces. Go ahead and lift. 10, 9. Again, it's common for that hip to ball up. If it does, try to fight through the cramp. If you can't, drop out of it and then come back when you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good. Again, if it balls up, you can slide out for a sec and then slide right back in. So we'll go same deal, sliding the foot a little further out to the side if possible. Then from there, sending hips back. I'm going to start to push my foot back into the floor. So I'm creating a contraction against an immovable object since the floor is not going to move. That allows me to really create a lot of tension. We'll build to about 70% on this one, so I'm starting at 10% pushing down. Going 20% pushing down. 30. 40. 50%. 60. Gradually building to about 70 and holding. Pushing down. 20 seconds. Breathing in and out through your nose, in and out through your belly. Slow breaths if possible. Encouraging a flat back, 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Rock back forward, slide the foot in slightly, go ahead and lift, 10, 9. Again, trying to pull the foot up towards my shoulder, not letting it go back. Trying to hold it up as high as I can without letting my hip open. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that relax. And we'll slide it back out. Max distance for this one. Good, same deal. Slide your hips back so you find a contraction or a good stretch through the inside of the hip. Or your adductors on the right leg. Once you find that, we'll start pushing down into the floor. 10%. Last time. 20%, 30%, 40, 50, 60, still pushing down, still breathing. Let's build up to our deepest. Good, pushing as hard as you can into the floor. Here we go, 20 seconds, really driving that down. You should have a shake going. You're really focused, you're really pushing down as hard as you can. Feeling a great stretch to the inner hip, 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock it forward, belly braces. Slide the foot in and lift. 10 seconds and we're done. Really holding up, pushing that right hip down despite the right foot going up. Belly's braced, elbows are straight, breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, come right out of that. Well done, guys. You did a great job.